But in the meantime, let's talk about the sticking point, and that is now Lebanon. Because right at the beginning of this war, now what is being said that there has been a certain change in mind of Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel, as far as now saying that they would hold direct negotiations with the Lebanese side as soon as possible. And this is happening at a time when it comes to the negotiations that are expected to happen now in Washington, D.C. next week. However, there seems to be still no let-up on the Lebanon front as retaliation continues on part of Israel and by Hezbollah. And now what is being said, according to latest reports that has been coming in, the IDF has been continuing with its strikes in southern part of Lebanon, where there is said to be a stronghold of the command centers of Hezbollah. Sirens, however, have also been sounded in Israel because there seems to be a retaliation coming in from Hezbollah side as well. Drone attacks by Lebanon on Israel, and Israel now seems to be claiming that drone, what would be the correct way to put it in, Srinjoy? Drone attack by Lebanon or drone attack by Hezbollah that has been directed towards Israel?
Certainly Hezbollah, because the Lebanese are not, don't have anything against Israel. But the Hezbollah, particularly in southern Lebanon, are very well entrenched, or were very well entrenched till they were bombed and bombed and bombed. But the Hezbollah has it against Israel, and they have the rockets, they had the missiles, short-range missiles, to target parts of northern Israel. And that was done very, very often, which is why the Israelis went in. Now, what resulted from that is seeing that the Israelis were going into South Lebanon, the Hezbollah leadership went northwards, towards Beirut, which is why the Israelis have targeted those areas. And a lot of civilian casualties have happened, says the Lebanese government, which is why the Lebanese government and have decided that, well, we have to take this case to Washington, and they are going to Washington.
Well, that seems to be a change in heart as far as when it comes to the Israeli side is concerned. But what is being said that has happened, because President Trump spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu asking him to scale down the operations in Lebanon for a bit, because it would hamper when it comes to the ceasefire talks are now concerned in Islamabad. There's another breaking update coming in. We would want to focus on that as well. And let's put out that breaking update, because here is the Lebanese president who seems to have given out a fresh statement. He says that there has been an agreement that has now been reached to hold meeting with the Israeli side, and now they have been saying that they have discussed a date for holding direct talks. So the Lebanese president says that a call that happened between the Lebanese and the Israeli ambassadors to Washington, an agreement that has been reached to hold a meeting next Tuesday at the State Department, and thereafter a possible ceasefire would be announced. And a date is now being set for direct negotiations under the mediation of the United States of America. So this is where the U.S. now seems to be mediating when it comes to this, this conflict is concerned, because Lebanon, what Israel and U.S. had been maintaining from the start, was never part of this 14-day truce or this ceasefire that has been called. So, Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey, sir, what is your understanding as far as the other side of the conflict is concerned? And will Israel accept the terms and conditions which is actually largely being set by the United States?
So, firstly, Israel is going to make use of the most of the possible gray zone or in this environment of talks which is going to be happening, and try and degrade. You see, a lot of time people feel that you will be able to destroy Hezbollah or finish off and make it zero, which is not going to happen, especially when they are hiding within Lebanon, which is not a Palestine, not a country for Hezbollah. They are possibly ensconced there, and therefore any strike which will happen on Hezbollah is going to be hitting the Lebanese population as well. So this is a way, and this is how ceasefires and when the peace talks commence, they'll be always hedging, they'll be always betting off, and one side will be trying to make maximum advantage of it. What is very challenging for Iran, this is the only challenge for Iran, that once Lebanon and Israel talk without having Hezbollah on the table or Iran on the table with the USA, at any point of time, the irrelevance of Iran will happen. Right, so this is something very sensitive, and that is why for them to project that their alliance, their proxies are as important to them as Iran is very, very important for Iran. And this talk by Lebanese Prime Minister saying that they are going to having a direct talks with Israelis in US is something very, very major shift which is taking place, which will lead to a certain degree of relevance. But I think Israelis are playing most smart by using this great time to continue to destroy or degrade Hezbollah. And there is as Hezbollah will weaken, Lebanese government, which has not been able to take stance against Hezbollah, may have the power to actually be able to talk them out or keep them under control. Today, Hezbollah controls Lebanon, not Lebanon controls Hezbollah, and that's a major, major challenge for the Lebanese government.
Well, that seems to be the case there, sir, because what IDF has been saying that within a span of a minute, hundreds of Hezbollah targets have been destroyed. And this is also coming at a time while there are talks of negotiations, but the strikes, on the other hand, simultaneously has also been taking place. Thanking all of our guests joining us here on the broadcast. We just have to head into a very short break. The coverage on the war updates and, of course, the true talks in Islamabad continues on the other side.